The effectiveness of a television commercial depends on how many times a viewer watches it. After some experiments, an advertising agency found that if the effectiveness E is measured in a scale from 0 to 10, then E of n equals 2/3 n minus 1/90th n squared, where n is the number of times a viewer watches a given commercial. For a commercial to have a maximum effectiveness, how many times should a viewer watch it? So if you look at this, this is a quadratic equation. And if I write it in standard form, you're going to end up getting 1/90th n squared plus 2/3 n. Now, because this is a negative in the front, we know that the parabola is going to look something like this, which means we're going to have a maximum value here. And as we remember, a maximum is going to be, in this case, n is negative b over 2a. Well, a in our case is going to be negative 1/90th, and b is going to be 2/3. So what we're going to get is we're going to get n equals negative b divided by 2 multiplied by negative 1/90. Now, we end up getting this negative and this negative is going to undo each other. We end up getting 2/3 over 2 times 1/90th, which is going to be 2/90ths. And if you remember, this is over 1, so I can actually multiply straight across. Now I'm going to flip and multiply, which is the same thing as 2/3 multiplied by 90 over 2. 2 goes away with that 2, and 90, you get 90 divided by 3, which ends up being 30. So, n is the number of times that a viewer watches it. So in order to have how many times should the viewer watch it, well, it should be 30 times. Now, this is not a part of the problem, but I am kind of curious. I want to find the effectiveness E at the highest point. So we get E. What we'll do is we'll plug 30 times into E. So I get 2/3 multiplied by 30 minus 1/90, 30 squared. Well, 3 divided by 30 is 10, so that's going to give me 20. Then minus, we get 1/90th multiplied by 900. That goes away with that. 9 goes away with that to make it at a 10. So you end up getting 20 minus 10, which is 10, which is the most effective thing on the scale.